Hey everyone, a few weeks ago we talked about reading slumps, and for most of us a reading slump is when we either don't pick up a book or when the book is slow. We start and we can't get into it. And this kind of happens to me a lot lately, and I'm reading Jarmak's Menagerie and I really like it. It's not a bad book, but it's very slow, not a lot happens. So I feel like reading something else, but I don't want to stop reading the book. And then I discovered something cool. Short stories and the Bane Chronicles. What I'm saying is I stopped reading my book to read a short story, the new Neil Gaiman, How to Talk to Girls at Parties, which I can only recommend. You can download it for free. It's a delightful, surprising, funny short story. And you get a free sneak peek at his novel, which I really want to read now. I didn't want to talk about that. I wanted to talk about the Bane Chronicles because these are 10 extra short companion novellas, short story-ish things that are about Magnus Bane from the Shadowhunter world. And each month there's a new one released, and it's very short and it's delightful, and you can just read it in between your boring book or the book that you can't get into, and then you can continue reading the book. That's what I did with Prodigy, and that's what I just am doing now. And it really helps me. I don't really like to read more than one book at a time. It annoys me to put a book aside, and when I put a book aside, it takes me a long time to pick it up again. For me, these extra stories from a world that I already like are a nice distraction from a boring book, and I don't need to put it aside too long to finish a whole other book and forget what's been going on in my book. I have 2 books I started by the end of last year that I haven't finished yet, and I don't think if I ever will, because I don't remember what's been going on there. So this new thing with the e-readers where you can quickly get short stories or short novellas, it's really helpful. And I enjoy reading these short stories on my Kindle app. So that is a good thing, I guess. I finally found the useful thing for e-readers. And it's not only the Bane Chronicles. I've seen a lot of people mention like a 2.5 book in a series, which is only 70 pages and it's not really important for the series, but it's a nice addition. And I think that is something that authors discovered, that they can put out these shorter stories and make them available really easy and fast and cheap. Because I think each Bane Chronicle is just €3. €3, I don't even remember, but it's not a lot. And the Neil Gaiman short story is for free, so you can just download it. And it's a quick read, and it's a nice distraction to get you out of a slow book, and maybe after that, when you dive back into the book, you're much more interested. Because even though reading the book was slow, reading the short stories in between was rather fast. So it is a nice distraction from a slow read, and might get us out of slumps. What do you think? Do you have any recommendations for short stories or short novellas that you can get really cheap on your e-readers or Kindles or whatever to help you read something in between and distract you from the slow book you're reading? Tell me in comments.